Hey everyone, I just want to say right off the bat that this is actually 4 speed draws put into one video, which is part of the reason why it's really long, and also it's not just like one right after the other, right after the other. I tried to mix it up a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting to watch. So I hope it goes alright. For anyone who doesn't know, Artfight is an art trading event that's framed as being a battle between two teams. Each year, the teams are given a theme as a pair. There was tea versus coffee, dreams versus nightmares, and this year is sugar versus spice. I'm on Team Spice, so every character you see in this video will belong to somebody who is on Team Sugar. And Artfight is honestly just really fun. It starts each year on July 1st, and it's like a floodgate. The site will actually slow down and crash for the first couple of days every time it opens, and so while the event usually ends on August 1st, according to when it actually starts, it usually runs a little bit over that. Like this year it's not ending until the 10th because there was site crashing, but also the admin just made it a little bit longer than normal. And despite all of that, with the high traffic, people are still just having a damn good time. There's so many people trying to use that website in the first couple of days, just making attacks, posting characters, and making attacks it's as simple as just creating something for somebody, usually on the opposite team, but it can be a friend on the same team as well. You just make something for them of one of their characters, and then you post it, and that's your attack. They'll see it, they get a little notification about it, and it is a feature of the website to revenge attacks, where if you create something for somebody, they'll make something for you back. It's a whole little art battle system. I think it's a really genuinely fun idea. And when you make your attacks, depending on the size of, like, the amount of the character you've drawn, what kind of shading you've done, the just overall completion, be it sketched, lined, painted, all kinds of stuff, that'll net you different kinds of points. There's some people who are creating a whole bunch of more simplistic art, which is sort of the direction I've gone with this. I've simplified some of my process into being a little bit more streamlined for faster creation, which at first I was like, well, this style isn't really, it's mostly my shading, and I was like, well, this shading style isn't usually how I do things, it looks a little bit different, felt a little bit weird, but now I can't genuinely say that I like it any less than how I normally shade things. I don't know if I'll keep it, I may throw it in here and there, but for the most part I will probably go back to my regular style, though I enjoy what I've been doing for Artfight. There's some people who are just making a whole bunch of art all the time. There's some people who won't post too often. I don't know how some people post all the time, honestly. I've never been the best at keeping up with Artfight. The first year I participated, I didn't draw a whole lot. And then the second year, which was Dreams vs. Nightmares, literally the only thing I did was sign up. That year, I had already been in an art slump since, like, April, and it took a long time to claw my way back out of that. At the time, I was also getting ready to go and spend 2 weeks in California to see my QPP. So, it wasn't really good for me at the time, but I was sort of watching it at the time, watching it happen, and just, like, urging myself to become inspired. And because I really wanted to. And the reason I really want to participate in Artfight every year that it comes up is it's twofold, technically threefold, though one of the points, they sort of go hand in hand. It just depends which side of the coin you're on. And those reasons are, the first one, which is the smaller of the ones, is every time I participate in something where I'm drawing consistently. When I was in the Homestuck fandom, it was a huge thing. There would be weeks that had themes. They would be about characters, about ships, and I did participate in a few of those. And then there's also things like Inktober, where, you know, you're supposed to be making a themed drawing every day. It's things like those that I will participate in those, and as it goes on, because I'm drawing so consistently, whereas for the rest of the time I'm fucking around the other half of the time. because I'm drawing so consistently, I'm actually seeing my art progress in a very, like, it feels faster because it's more condensed. My brain views it as all like one event that happened within a relatively short amount of time. And so I'm seeing that progression of how my art has actually evolved even over a shorter course of time. And then the other reason why I really love Artfight, and these are points 2 and 3, which, like I said, they're sort of a twofold attack. Depending on which side of the coin you're on, it's seeing people react to when I make something for them, seeing that, like, enjoyment and excitement when they, like, comment on something that I made for them, expressing how much they love it, and then being the person who receives the art. I have literally never not teared up when I see that an attack has been fired against me. I think every creation is so wonderful and so amazing, and I want to cry like a little baby every time I see that somebody has drawn one of my characters. And it's because I know these characters mean a lot to me, and I know when I'm making art for somebody else that it's a character that means a lot to them, and so it's just that feel-good happiness that makes Artfight unique compared to other events where I've done where you're drawing consistently for a month, like Inktober. It's because in Inktober, people can see it, but it's not something that's necessarily deeply personal to them. Whereas with Artfight, it's, I've drawn something for somebody. I've drawn one of their characters. I don't even know this person. For the most of what I've done in Artfight, I have used the random character browse option. So I'm just getting a character from somebody I don't follow, I don't know, I've never interacted with this person. But I get one of their characters, I get inspired, I draw something for them, I post it, they love it, I want to cry from happiness. So there's a script for this video, and I stopped following it with paragraph 2 because I just started rambling about what Artfight means to me. You could categorize it as technically being one of my favorite things. It only happens once every year in July, but I would genuinely call Artfight one of my favorite things. It's just such a wonderful time. I would encourage anyone to participate in Artfight. It doesn't matter what your art looks like. They accept crafts as well. I feel like I should throw that out there. I do digital art, so I tend to focus on that. But they also accept crafts, and they accept 3D art. They accept animation. It's so incredible. It's one of the most amazing art platforms I have ever used, and it's an art platform that most people are only using a month at a time. It's, like, incredible. That's really all I had to ramble about. If I keep going, I'm just going to continue to repeat the point that I think Artfight is incredible. So I'm going to go. I hope you guys enjoy the art, and I will see you next time.
you.